The Los Angeles Rams head into Week 14 with a 6-6 record, hosting the Buffalo Bills, who have a 10-2 record coming into SoFi Stadium. Kickoff is at 1:25 p.m. on Fox. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi on the call. That does mean this is America's Game of the Week. The Rams and the Bills representing the red zones for this one, so quite a large area for viewing. If you are sticking at home watching on some bunny ears or some action like that, I realize there's plenty of ways to watch the Rams games, but if you're one of those, then the red zones, hey, we got your back. Just flip on channel. It's 21 where I live. I don't know what it is for you. Whatever Fox is in your local area. Local listings for more information. You radio listeners, we do appreciate you. Sports USA, that'll be Larry Kahn and Ron Rivera. For those of you going to the game, such as myself, I have 65 in Inglewood on Sunday, 0% chance of precip and light winds. Should be about 60 near the end of the game, so nothing too crazy. Although last time I was in LA in December, it was like 65, 70, something like that, and I saw a bunch of people wearing jackets. I'll be honest, that was hilarious to me. But I am also from Colorado, and I will die above 80 degrees. So it works both ways, all right? But either way, going to be a nice one out in Inglewood, California, when the Bills come to town. Not going to be like the game in Buffalo this last week when the 49ers were met with a massive snowstorm out there in upper New York. For you bettors, -4.5 for the Rams. That should be +4.5, I'm guessing here. And +188 on the money line, 49.5 on your over-under. The Rams will be rocking the royal jersey for this one, and the pants picks. We're creeping up on the end here. We had GP Shadow hop in last time. We do appreciate that, dude. So anybody else who wants to participate in the pants picks, we usually get them on Thursday now. Rams, please make it 24 hours again. That was way more fun. But the Rams in the royal jersey for this one. Payo time, going royal on royal with a 5-7 record, trying to catch Rams House, who's going with Soul at 7-5. And you got Sheriff Joe Bax here, back in coming in through the rear, man. 4-8, not looking good. Need to win out to be above 500. But I'm going bone, man. So we'll see how it goes. Only one of us can be right this week. Payo time, locking in the royal on royal. We have not seen outside of one bone game where the Rams wore the same color jersey and pants, which I like to think means that the Rams listen to my podcast, which I'm probably not, but that's pretty cool to think about. I'm just going to tell myself that anyway. I'm like, well, when Sean McVay was listening, probably not, but it's okay. All right, so drop your pants picks below, and we'll see if I can get above 500. I'm not even chasing them anymore. All right, I'm not chasing them. Because you can't even play defense on pants picks. It's like bowling. You can't play defense. You can just watch them do what they do. You know what I mean? So I'm just going for 500. But just know that if the Rams are not in bone pants this week, I can't be. And then I don't know what I'm going for. I'm just playing for pride at that point, I guess. But let's take a look at this game, man. The Bills, they're on a tear right now, man. They're on a tear. Let's be realistic here. Let's be real, okay? I'm going to break down this entire game preview. I'm going to talk about the Bills and the Rams, okay? I understand the situation. I don't want anybody to think that I'm naive enough to think that the Rams are like just going to go toe-to-toe with Buffalo, no issues. You know what I mean? I understand the situation, all right? Some situational awareness. I've got some clarity around me, all right? I realize that. But I also am a fan that can always see a way that the Rams can win a football game. I did this every game in 2009. I don't see why I can't do it here. You know what I mean? I am an optimistic Rams fan. I like to hold on to that. But don't get me wrong. And as I go on with this, I think that's what I'm trying to say here is as I go on with my game preview, I know I'm going to be talking a lot of stuff about how the Rams can win. If this happens, then the Rams can have a chance, stuff like that. I realize the situation, okay? I realize the Buffalo Bills are a great football team, and I'll go as far as to say probably going to win this game, all right? But not guaranteed, man, any given Sunday, man, all right? So as we go on, I just wanted to put that out there, get my clarity in there, that you kind of know where I'm coming from. The optimism of a Rams fan is something that can only be matched by Jets fans, I think. Paul specifically Boy Green. Not the others, just Boy Green. But just keep that in your mind as we move forward. I get that the Bills are probably really good, okay? But as the Rams fan, we're going to just say that the Rams could win this game, all right? Because it's possible, all right? Bills are on a tear right now. They've won their last 6 football games. The Bills' lowest point output in that 6-game stretch was 23 points, and that was a division game against the New York Jets. 30-plus in all others in that stretch. The Rams, on the other side, have won 5 of their last 7, although one of those in that of the losses, Miami at home on Monday Night Football, that obviously was not that sick of a game. No touchdowns scored for the Rams, so not great there. And also, like I said, the Bills putting up 30 points plus 30 points in a lot of this stretch here, and that Jets one, that was the first of the stretch. So in the last 5, the Bills have put up at least 30, and that does include last week in the snowstorm. So keep that in your mind. History of this matchup, this is the 15th all-time meeting between the Rams and the Bills. The Bills lead the all-time series 9-5. The Bills have won the last 3 against the Rams. Bills have also scored at least 30 in each of those 30. Keep that number in your head. And Josh Allen has not lost to the Los Angeles Rams. The last time the Rams won, that was December 9th of 2012. That was St. Louis at Buffalo, 15-12 win by the Rams. And I just thought this was a fun one. I remember very vividly. I can still picture, I could run it through my head. Check this out. Just did it, dude. That Austin Pettis catch on 4th down from Sam Bradford where the ball was behind him and he was like, and then gets the first down and then scores the touchdown, dude. That was so exciting, man. Austin Pettis was on fire that day. And also I thought it was rather cool that Ryan Fitzpatrick was on the Bills side on that one. We did get a video circulating on social media this last week or so of that Ryan Fitzpatrick Rams game versus the Texans. So sick. That was so much fun to watch, man. So I've been watching those replays kind of a lot just because I keep scrolling by them. But this was when we were going against Ryan Fitzpatrick. But just, some genesis there of the Ryan Fitzpatrick started with the Rams in Houston. Jamie Martin got hurt because Bolger was already out. Ugh, we've come a long way, guys. I don't know how anybody is like, we suck. No, they suck. We sucked bad back then, and we're cool now. I swear. Last time these two teams met, this was in 2022, opening week on Thursday Night Football. That was a 31-10 win for the Buffalo Bills and kind of set that whole season off on the worst possible foot. Ended up winning only 4 games that year for the LA Rams. First time these two ever met, September 27th, 1970. That was a 19-0 win by the LA Rams. Bills are 2-0 at SoFi all time, 1 versus each of the Rams and the Chargers. That Rams one, of course, come in 2022, the season kickoff. Playoffs for both of these teams, by the way, in reach. And, obviously the Bills are sitting in there right now, but playoff conversations are happening right now in 2 different settings. The Bills are shooting for the number 1 seed in the AFC. So I know that that some fans like to think that maybe because the Buffalo Bills clinched their division last week, that the Bills are going to start to take it easy. But, I disagree because you want the 1 seed. You want a week off and then to force everybody to come to Buffalo. So I think that that's extremely realistic. Kansas City currently holding the 1 seed in the AFC, but Buffalo is right there for sure. So just 1 game back of KC, and KC playing with fire right now, dude. So Kansas City is they're creeping by games right now. The way that they beat the Raiders was one of those of oh man, Raiders, that's one of those games. But KC is right in there, and I think Buffalo knows that there's going to be there's got to be another game, right? That Kansas City slips up in. That feels so real, right? They're barely getting out of these games. Aiden O'Connell doesn't let the football hit him in his hip, and maybe the Raiders win that game. So I think that they will be shooting for something here, and we're not just going to get a Bills team that's going to come in and lay down. Definitely not resting any starters. It's only week 14. You wouldn't do that yet. Rams shooting for a division title, something that the Bills accomplished, like I said, last week. And 3rd in the division right now, and the only team with a better record than the Rams. is a team that the Rams have already beaten and do get to play again, and that is the Seattle Seahawks in first place. So obviously our two races right now in different situations. Rams holding on to playoff hopes. Can't even get into a slot this week. Well, I guess no. Yeah, that's right. Because if Arizona beat Seattle, then we would jump Seattle, but Arizona would also still be ahead of us. So we can't get into first place in the NFC West this week. So either way, can't do it, but just got to keep those hopes alive, and we still control our own destiny. Hopefully that doesn't change with a loss or two for these last 5 games. Let's take a look at the matchup in this one, though. We have the Rams offense going against the Buffalo Bills defense. The Rams offense is inconsistent right now. 18th in total yards on offense right now, and the Bills are 11th in total defense, sitting just outside the top 10. Passing the ball, 11th for the Rams. Matthew Stafford holding it down there, but a top 8 unit for the Bills defense, giving up under 200 passing yards a game. Running the ball, the Rams have now creeped over 100 yards on average, 26th in the league, and the Bills giving up 121.9, that is 18th. Points being scored a little over 21 for the Rams, that's 20th in the league, and Bills giving up just under 19, that's tied for 6th. Third down conversion rate, 32.6 for the Rams offense, that is 30th, and 40% given up by the Bills defense, that is 20th, so definitely an opportunity there. The Rams offense, simply put, doesn't feel like it's firing on all cylinders. That is just your simple facts right there. It doesn't feel as powerful as we probably feel like it should be. Kyren coming off of a big game, though, that was absolutely needed. After a couple of fumbles, the fan base was kind of giving them some of those, some of those side-eyes, man. And obviously a big day. That made me feel a lot better about it. And I was sitting here last week and it was like, yo, Kyren is my guy, but he's got an issue right now. And I think that ultimately we went into the game based on what we saw on the field against the Saints. I think we kind of knew that the team was pretty much telling them, like, hey, we're still going to you, man. So stop fumbling because you're getting the ball, all right? Like, this is your chance, dude. Like, you're going for it. And I love to see that. I love that the team didn't lose confidence in him and he had a big day to be able to put that together. So obviously we hope that continues. Hope it leaks into another week of just intensity because he can't pull back now. If he has another game, a couple fumbles, then the fan base is going to be loud again. So just got to keep on this current streak that Kyren has going of playing some really good football and hanging on to the football. Bills defense playing really good football right now as well. So tough task for the Rams for sure. They've got a bunch of playmakers on that side. Also just brought back Micah Hyde. He's on the practice squad, though. I'm not sure if he'll get pulled up or not, but they also do have former Rams safety Taylor Rapp, who's playing really good right now. Better than he ever has with the Rams, that is for sure. So lots of moving pieces on this one, but obviously the Bills' defense is super, super tough. So, yeah, a tall task for the Rams. But if the Rams' offensive line can keep opening up those run lanes and keep a hobbled Stafford that we now know is having some ankle issues, keeping him upright, I think is going to be absolutely massive. So, I mean, obviously, your quarterback staying on his feet is going to be good, but a hobbled Stafford, he could lead to more of a run attack in this game or that quick pass attack that the Rams did definitely rely on a lot heavier against the Saints, so it should be something that would be easier to implement going into this week. Some of your notes on Rams offense versus the Bills defense, or excuse me, your best matchup for the Rams offense versus the Bills defense. I'm going with, specifically on third down, Rob Havenstein versus Von Miller. I think that is such a sick combination here, such a sick battle to watch unfold. I'm absolutely fired up, man. It's experience versus experience and some familiarity. These guys shared a Super Bowl championship together, man. So plenty of practices, plenty of hangouts and stuff like that between the two. So I think this will be a fun one to watch for sure. And with it being Havenstein being easily our most experienced and top-notch offensive lineman. Vaughn is a little bit more limited in Buffalo, but his limited reps, I think, makes all of his reps scarier. Like, that's he doesn't like wear down or like take plays off anymore because he only gets so many reps and he like comes in only in passing situations. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough one. Havenstein though, no slouch, and he's got K-Dot on the inside of him there, so I think that's gonna be a fun matchup to watch. And hopefully Vaughn doesn't knock Stafford down on his pockets here, man. So hopefully we just keep him upright. 3 to C, offensive side here. Starting with Kyren Williams, K-Dub, man. Coming off of a strong day last week. Would love to see that continue on. Leak into another week, Kyren. Also with Matthew Stafford, kind of banged up, man. That ankle's going to be bothering him. Could be relied on heavily this week. Kyren, I mean. Williams, 74 yards short of 1,000 on the season, by the way. And on his current pace, he should have 1,311 rushing yards by season's end. But 74 yards, we'll see 1K on the year for K-Dub. Next up, Matthew Stafford. With a banged-up ankle, Stafford will likely be asked to get rid of the ball quickly in those passing situations against a solid secondary. His experience and those no-looks really could play off here in the short passing game, which we may need to rely on with a strong pass rush of Buffalo. While there is a lot of pressure on the offensive line to keep Stafford upright, obviously, Stafford's also going to be responsible for knowing where that pressure is coming and where his hot reads are, and get rid of that ball. I think we're going to see a lot of dump offs to Kyren. I think we're going to see a lot of screens with the Puka and Cooper screens. I think that we're going to see a lot of. I'm hoping. I kind of miss them. Those plays where mainly it was Higbee would be blocking, and then like as that guy gets around him, he just turns around and waits for the ball, and then like for some reason no one's ever paying attention to him. So I don't know, stuff like that I think is going to be big in this game. But Matthew Stafford's going to need to know where those hot reads are, because if his ankle explodes, we have Jimmy Garoppolo the rest of the year, and that I don't know if that's good or bad. I'd rather just have Matthew Stafford. All right, I still think a 10% Matthew Stafford's better than most quarterbacks in the league. He's elite. He is top tier, and I know he gets a little bit loose and a little slingy at times, if I can say that. But I think ultimately he's one of the best in the league. So take with that information what you will. If you want to see Jimmy, that's you, dude. That's fine. But I would rather just not. That's all. The good part about that is we don't make that choice. I don't decide whether Matthew Stafford's ankle holds up this weekend or not. So maybe if we do see Jimmy, let's go Jimmy, dude. That's for sure. All right. I hope whoever's taking the reps, they kick a bunch of butts. So that's all. And Tutu Atwell, the Tutu train. Chatarius. Last week, the Saints did a great job of limiting Puka and Cooper. We know that D-Rob can be effective when the attention does go to those two, but now Tutu has a chance to really pop in this offense as well if that attention is going to go to 10 and 17. Obviously, you need those other guys, your depth chart to rise and to make those plays. Those two out routes, they're starting to feel automatic, and you know that those are popping up on tape. So you know there's going to be a team out there who's going to start to try to jump those. And a team like Buffalo might be the one to try to pull that off. So I don't know if it's going to be this week, but I would like to see Tutu kind of hit one of those little step to the sideline and then boom, dude, fire it off. Head to the end zone, man. Go north. Because I do think that's going to pop up on tape, and that's not something that we've done a whole lot of. I know we have hit Tutu deep. I know that one on the right side against San Fran. We had one left too. Who was that? That was earlier this year. But either way, I think that those Tutu out routes we're setting something up there. That's going to be nice. So take a little boom and then gone, dude. Gone. Tutu gone. I'll absolutely love that, man. So in the advantage here, like I said, look, I am an optimistic Rams fan. I'm a very optimistic Rams fan, and I can always see a way that the Rams can pull off a win, okay? And this game is no different. The Buffalo Bills are not invincible. They are just a very, very good football team. The Rams are not terrible. We're just a football team that's not playing to our potential right now, is what I'll say. But like I said, I'm also not naive enough to know that like the Bills are a good football team. They're strong. We have not been consistent. They're kind of they're tearing through people right now. The Rams offense has not felt as powerful as we are used to, despite only missing Higbee as a starter now. Only one starter down. We're still having trouble here. And am I being biased when I say that maybe the issue here is that our starters are finally back and they've needed time to kind of gel and get back into a rhythm? maybe I'm just pulling stuff out of nowhere, dude. But that also feels like a real thing. That also happened to us last year when the Rams were struggling to get it going, and then we got healthy, and then got those guys in, and then started to explode in December time, which is where we're at right now. So is that being biased? I don't know, man. But if there's a game to light it up, this is the one, man. Game of the week against a stout opponent. This would be it. This would be the one to go off on somebody, man. Advantage here, I'm going to the Buffalo Bills. I think that's reasonable. They have been playing great football on defense. Rapp, like I said, is better today than he ever was with the LA Rams, so good for him. Strong team who plays smart. The advantage goes to the Buffalo Bills, but any given Sunday, dude. Any given Sunday. Let's flip over to the other side here. The Bills offense going against the Rams defense. Top 10 unit for the Buffalo Bills offense as they do slot in at number 10. 25th total defense for your LA Rams. Passing the ball, 16th right in the dead center of the pack there for the Bills offense, and almost dead center for the Rams defense there, 17th against the pass. Running the ball, 11th for the Bills offense. A very strong run team again for the LA Rams. And they're giving up 144. That is 28th in the league. Points being put up, almost 30 for the Buffalo Bills. Second in the league. And the Rams giving up over 24. That is 21st. Third down conversion rate, 42.7. Solid on third down for the Buffalo Bills. That's 8th in the league. And the Rams giving up almost 40. That is, 19th in the league. Rams defense is definitely proving that they are both extremely talented and extremely young. That's kind of my theme with this defense right now. They're so talented. Talent up and down, dude. Every single level. This Rams front four, top tier. The fearsome 2024-some, which I absolutely love. Linebackers playing good football right now, dude. Really good football right now. Secondary playmakers everywhere. Inconsistency is the problem on the defensive side, unfortunately. So very talented, extremely talented, but extremely young. This defense is definitely not bad. It is just inexperienced. All right. That's really it. Let these guys kind of develop in a little bit. The best part is, though, like, I was kind of thinking about this. For the next 3 years, 2 years after this, we could have the sickest defense of all time. Like, because you think about it. Yeah, one in 2 year players. Either rookies or guys in their second year. Turner, Young, Fisk, Verse, McCullough, Kinchins, Spates, Tyler Davis, Josh Wallace. Like, these are really good players. And you give them a few more years to continue developing, and I'm pumped for what these guys could potentially be bringing to a football field in like 2026 or something like that, which, by the way, if you want to come out, I think that's the year that the Rams come back to Denver. So we go big on that one, all right? And usually last time it snowed in 2018. So, yeah, it would be 2026 then. It snowed last time. Rams went 6-0. Todd Gurley absolutely went off. His best single-game performance in his career, just saying. So, yeah, come on out, dude. It's a blast. It's a blast. Make sure, though, that if you're a drinker, that you pace yourself, because we are way up in the skies right now. So be careful. But either way, that could be a real sick team, man. Bills offense, though, on the other side, obviously solid. We know they're playmakers. We know that they're a very good team. The run game with Josh Allen and James Cook, another big test for the Rams. Rams defense was not able to hold the Saints to less than their average, but did hold their pass game down enough to win. So maybe we could get something going like that. But the Bills wide receiver combo, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Mac Hollins, that's going to be a good test for this secondary, especially with Forbes not playing. I don't know what he would be able to contribute this early. Excuse me. He's not, fully ingrained into our defense yet, so I'm not sure what he would be able to bring, but definitely a big test for this Rams secondary, because they're just kind of young and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the best matchup, Rams defense versus the Bills offense. I'm going to go with maybe an underrated one, or maybe an unnecessary one. I'm going Darius Williams versus Amari Cooper. Yeah, dude. So, and this is actually just a very specific callback to a Rams Revealed episode. D-Will a few weeks back talking up the respect that he has for Amari Cooper. That really stuck out to me, how he was just like, he's one of the best. He's so great. Like, that was nuts. I was like, Amari Cooper? Like, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but like, I mean, Cooper Kupp. Come on, man. Like, Puka Nacua? What are you doing, D-Will? Am I starting to turn on D-Will because of No, I'm not. But either way, on the Rams revealed, I think that was rather exciting. So watching those guys go head-to-head, that's obviously going to be really, really fun. 3 to C on the defensive side of the football. I'm going number 1 here, going with my dude, Christian Roseboom. I keep calling him my dude because, again, I think that I've been a Roseboom fan for years, and I don't know. It's like his play style, like the way he flies around. And I was getting kind of frustrated earlier in the year because it was like, it was like, dude, you're better than this. What are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, it was so frustrating, but he's flying around. He's making some great tackles against really, really good players right now. He's flying around. He's reading plays real well. That pop that he had in the first quarter against Jalen Hurts, I mean, Jalen Hurts, that play, he like snaps the ball, he takes a quick step like that, and then starts running. As soon as he started running, Roseboom's firing off at him, dude. So, and then we had that one with Kamara this last week where he gets the TFL on Kamara, solo tackle, and just good plays, man. He's flying around. He's making some great plays, a lot less missed tackles. And ever since Spates entered the lineup, Roseboom has gone off. I don't know what that means. I don't know why. But the Reader and Roseboom combo was not working out. The Spates and Roseboom combo makes Roseboom one of the best linebackers of all time for some reason. And I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not mad about it. Braden Fisk up next. Easy to go with Fisk. Yo, I did the thing. I was trying so hard. I was like, I'm going to mess that up eventually. Visk or... Whoa. You just watched my brain fall apart and like just turn into scrambled eggs. You ever seen that? Scrambled eggs? That was my brain for a second. Either way, Braden Fisk or Jared Verse, they're easy to pick every single week. I really like Fisk here, though. Fisk is in position to jockey with Verse for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I'll be honest, one of them should get it. All right? One of them should get it. Quinion Mitchell is not having the kind of season that I think Braden Fisk and Jared Verse are having. I think Cooper DeJean would be more deserving than Quinion Mitchell. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being picky here or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, I think that a twofer, wouldn't it be the most poetic thing of all time for Jared Verse and Braden Fisk to be co-defensive rookie of the years? I don't think they would get mad at all. I think they'd be fired up, dude. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, of course. But I like Braden Fisk in this matchup. Both are getting better every week. Fisk, though, he feels like he's got a higher trajectory at the moment. He's getting better on a weekly basis than Verse is. But in fairness, Verse started here. Fisk started here. So as their trajectory, this one's more flat, this one's higher. But it's still like that. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. And I feel pretty good about that, actually. But Braden Fisk is who I'm going with because of that trajectory. And next up here, Kobe Durant. Durant has been flying around the last few weeks. Feels like Durant is on the verge of a potential pick wave. So hopefully that can begin this week. If there was a game to start it in, this would be a pretty good one, considering the opponent. And Kobe Durant, I saw this stat, by the way, on the 33rd team, is Kobe Durant on third down this season has given up only 2 receptions on 9 attempts for 18 yards and 1 interception for a passer rating of 0.0, which does lead the NFL on third down, which is rather exciting stuff here. The advantage, Rams defense against the Buffalo Bills offense. Rams defense, very, very good, but very, very young, okay? That theme continues. That is that they did not change from a couple minutes ago. All right. We've seen them make plays. They're absolutely wild, but we've also seen some major mistakes that led to points for the opponent. Not just first downs or anything like that, but full-on points. The Saquon Barkley runs. Looking back at those, multiple guys took wrong angles on that stuff. So those mistakes, it's going to happen with a young team. You just hope you can limit them and that they don't happen again. That's, I think, the ultimate thing. I know that's the case for myself in my life, everyday thing, like at work and stuff like that. It's like you can make mistakes. Make them. Make all of the mistakes you need to make, man. But when it comes time, don't make that mistake again, for sure. So I mean, and I think that we are seeing that. I think that the Rams defense is doing a good job of that, of limiting doing things multiple times. But Bills have a strong team up and down. No doubt about it. Bills are second in the league in points being scored, and the Rams defense has shown that in the right situation, they can give up a lot of points. In the right setting, there are going to be a lot of points given up, man. But we've also seen games where this defense is flying around and making huge plays and stopping really powerful offenses. Bills coming off a division clinching game, and while they are still eyeing the number 1 seed, let's not pretend that with the trip going up to Detroit next week for the Buffalo Bills, coming off a division clinching win, you go to Detroit next week, maybe this little game in here is getting a little ignored. Maybe. Shouldn't be a walk in the park, though, because Rams, obviously, good football team. Advantage here goes to the Bills, but again, any given Sunday, dude. Any given Sunday. Take a look at connections here. Former Rams who are now on the Buffalo Bills. We have linebacker Von Miller, safety Taylor Rapp, guard David Edwards. That's a name we haven't said in a while. Tight ends coach Rob Boris. He was a OC under Jeff Fisher. QB's coach Ronald Curry. Offensive line coach Aaron Cromer. We've got his son on our side. And pass game specialist and game manager Mark Lubick. Former Bills who are on the Rams. Offensive lineman Connor McDermott, assistant offensive line coach Zach Cromer, coaching against his dad, which is rather exciting stuff. That's really cool. Defensive line coach and run game coordinator Giff Smith, and offensive line coach Ryan Wendell. A lot of offensive line continuity here as far as the coaches go. Pretty cool stuff. And connections in the NFL, Matthew Stafford and Jonah Jackson played in Detroit with punter Sam Martin and running back Ty Johnson. Akella Witherspoon and K-Dot played in Pittsburgh with quarterback Mitchell Trubisky, as well as wide receiver Deion Kane. Cam Curl and Emmanuel Forbes played in Washington with wide receiver Curtis Samuel and defensive end Casey Toohill. And in college, Cam Kinchins played at Miami with defensive back Corey Couch. Jared Verse and Braden Fisk played at FSU with wide receiver Keon Coleman. A.J. Jackson played at Iowa with A.J. Epinesa. Couple of A.J.'s knocking it down in Iowa. And Nick Hampton played at App State with Jalen Virgil, the wide receiver. Rather cool stuff there. Take a look at some milestones before we get into our fan quesos here. Sean McVay, he did reach the most regular season wins by a head coach in Rams franchise history, passing the late, great John Robinson. Rest in peace. Matthew Stafford, he has officially reached second in Rams history in games with multiple touchdown passes. That is behind Jared Goff, Roman Gabriel, and Jim Everett. He is behind them all by just one. He'll tie them with one more. He has also reached fifth most game-winning drives, officially passing Dan Marino, who he was tied with. Kyron Williams, K-Dub, he needs one scrimmage touchdown this week to reach first in Rams history in scrimmage touchdowns in your first 25 games, passing Eric Dickerson. Braden Fisk needs 1.5 sacks this week, specifically, to pass Aaron Donald for most by a Rams rookie in his first 13 games. Cooper Kupp, he reached the most receptions by an NFL player in their first 100 games. That's awesome. Love to see that. Cooper Kupp. And we're into record watch. Wait, should we do the thing? Where's the thing? Is it this one? Record watch. Cool, huh? Christian Roseboom, he reached 100 plus tackles in a season for the first time in his career. That is not the record. Currently has 103 is on pace for 146. 146. That's your record. Set last year by Ernest Jones, the Seattle Seahawk Ernest Jones. But now, Christian Roseboom, he can break that record by one. 145 is the record set by Jones just last year. And with 11 tackles on Sunday, Christian Roseboom would be the first player in Rams history to score or to record 4 straight games with 11 or more tackles. Yes. Record watch for my boy Christian Roseboom. Keep your eyeballs on him. Dude's playing incredible football right now at the linebacker spot. Love to see it. Bills at Rams this Sunday, SoFi Stadium. If you're going to be there, hit me up, dude. Let's give high fives and drink beers in close proximity with each other. It's going to be rather exciting stuff. Also, the Recyclaw. Find me there. That's going to be awesome. All right.